So I saw a conservative post on Facebook about abortion and the logic that people who oppose it have to that. It's basically talking about how people who get pregnant by sex are basically asking for it, and it's the logical conclusion, and for people to be upset about that is irrational. The post went along something like this. It's telling a story. A mom tells the child not to go running around in a mud puddle. The mom says, "Don't go running in the mud puddle," and the child says, "No, I want to." And she lets him because you're going to stop him. You have to let him experience that for himself. It's like having your son touch the hot stove. In order for him to realize that it's hot, he has to touch it, right? So he does that, and his boots get muddy. And she says, "Well, I told you that your boots were going to get muddy if you did that." And he says, "No, but that's not fair. I want to run in the mud puddle without my boots getting muddy." And they're basically comparing that to the pro-choice concept. They're saying that to have sex and not want to get pregnant is like running through the mud and not wanting your boots to get muddy. There's one problem with that, though. It's not talking about, in the sex instance, it's not talking about the actual consequences. It's about consequences that you enforce. The mud on the boots is just what happens on its own. That's the problem. Your boots have mud on them. Just like when you have sex unprotected, the consequence is you get pregnant. Now, there is something that you can do about that. You can stop being pregnant by getting an abortion. But you can't stop the pregnancy in and of itself if you're having unprotected sex, just like you can't stop getting your boots from being muddy. What it's trying to do is compare the wrong thing. If you want to say people are complaining about getting pregnant, then I can understand that. But if they're complaining about wanting to get an abortion and you're saying that they can't, that's a totally different scenario because it's not talking about the same thing. The muddy boots suck, but they're not forced to wear them forever. A solution to that is taking them off and maybe taking a bath or a shower so they're not muddy anymore and then cleaning them off. Then you can wear them later. The problem happens, but that doesn't mean that you're just screwed forever. It means that you have to do something to fix it or deal with the consequences. You can deal with the consequences. You can sit forever with mud on your boots, or you can fix it by cleaning yourself and cleaning your boots off. It's the same thing with a pregnancy. You can either sit there and cry about how it sucks or embrace it, or you can get an abortion. You can do whatever you want. There are options. You're not just forced to follow the inevitable outcome of the situation, though, if there is an alternative to take. It doesn't make any sense to say that at all.